Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. The last time we saw this UDES 1516, the tier 10 Swedish medium tank, it was actually on the Clipchamp, and that was on the cheating video where we saw that some members of the team were up to no good. This one is on the south spawn of Pearl River under the command of marke12. Well, he's got that unique camo which looks like, well, it's come out of hell itself. Oh, he got some air there, but he actually damaged his tracks doing it, unfortunately. Sometimes, yes, doing a jump doesn't work out too well. Anyway, he's armed with a 120mm cannon, which is capable of doing 440 alpha, very high alpha indeed, and a very flat hull indeed, which means that, well, this tank relies on its flatness to bounce shells, because the armour is very, very thin indeed. Yes, it's also got that unique suspension, which enables it to kneel. Hydropneumatic suspension, so when the vehicle's stationary, it can get even more gun depression on the enemy. And I don't remember the exact figures, but let me give my notes. Yes, it can actually add another 5 degrees forward and 7 degrees in the rear, so 20 degrees overall gun depression. Or is that 10 degrees in siege and 23 degrees when it's actually disabled? Well, that doesn't make sense to me, but certainly it does have extra gun depression when it actually goes into siege mode. Right, well, nobody's turned up his way other than the 60 TP, and he doesn't seem to be very willing to actually engage us. This gun is actually more like the gun you'd actually get in a heavy tank rather than a medium. It's got considerable alpha and fairly fast fire rate as well. Oh, that 53 TP wasn't paying attention, but he did get one round into us for 335. And we're now looking to put another round into him. I go for the top of the turret, but he's actually gone for the front plate, and he punches a hole straight through. He's firing standard APCR. Standard penetration 254mm. Yeah, can easily get that cupola. Nice shot right through the cupola. Yes, this tank does rely, as I said, on being flat, and it also makes it, with thin armour, makes it very vulnerable to Arty. So if you ever do see a UDES 1516 in a battle, or in fact any of the UDES tanks for that matter, they've got thin armour, so they will go bang. If you put a round into them and it penetrates, you get a large amount of damage off them. That M53, M55 didn't get a huge amount of damage because it wasn't as penetrating as we thought it was. I'm not sure where on the body he actually hit, or if he actually just clipped him. That is, landed a shell right next door and splashed him to death. Well, not splashed him to death, but you know what I mean. Okay, well, we're coming up around the enemy. We've got a Tiger 2 ahead of us. He's going to be kind of a bit of a roadblock for us for the moment. And you can see that Marky's decided to have a look third person to see if he can spot somebody. There was somebody to his left there, and I think that was the 60 TP. He's trying to speed past his teammate here to get at this MX65. Now that went over the cupola. He was trying to fire on the move, not fully dialed in. This time round he will get it. Oh! Well, it did hit the cupola, but it didn't go through because he showed us his strong point. And now we can hit him. That's it. But unfortunately, he managed to clip us as well. Now, Arty, yes. And yet again, it's a splash, not a direct hit. And that AMX65 knows that he's exposing his cupola, so he's moving about fairly a lot just to try and avoid being hit. Okay, so he gets the chance to stay still now while he's aiming, and he bounces off our armor. You can see he was going for the cupola as well, because that's where the shell actually hit. Okay, we're going to change position again. Looking at the map, we can see the enemy is actually getting fairly close to our cap area. In fact, they've arrived at the cap area, and oh, behind us, a Waffenträger gets a hit. Now, he's got a long reload, so we might as well just drive up to him and quickly get some more shots in. Yep, and we've got a fire, and a fire, and we might actually claim him, because it looks like, no, yes, it's the Arty who got him in the end. The FV3805. We get one round into the SU-130, leave him on a one shot. Yeah, can we get one more shot to kill him? We're 2 down on the enemy at the moment. They seem to be doing rather well. I think that it was because they managed to go around the outside and our guys didn't really defend on the outside route to get around the map to approach our cap area. Now, Marky's got to think about this. The Tiger 2 is covering that area, that direction. The AMX M454 is over the other side. The T54 is coming round on our Tiger 2. But the T54 just took a hit, so change direction, and we're going into the village to shoot at the enemy from there. Oh, and they just lost their Carnarvon. So we clawed one back. The Leopard 1 got the Carnarvon. There's a BK. Can't see the enemy from this direction. It might be to our advantage to actually come down from the village and go around the outside, because we can see now the Scorpion, he's gone. So the Scorpion's gone. Now we're even. Now we've got the 60 TP and the AMX 65 ton this direction. Tiger 2's going after the T54. And the Tiger 2, yes, he responded positively. Tiger's got plenty of hit points, so he's not particularly worried. That gap seems to have got narrower. Okay, chasing the T54 down. Okay, this is not what we wanted to see, but we will be able to pen him. And he's out the game. And it was a low roll. Well, 420, it's all he had left. There's the T54. He's a one-shot. Okay, now Marky can go after him, take him out the game, and then all he's got to do is get rid of the 65 ton. And in fact, actually, the T54 did go down. But does he want to go around that corner when he might get clipped by that 65 ton? Well, the 65 ton can't see him. And now we're 2 up on the enemy. All they've got left is their Arty, the Jagdtiger, a 65 ton, and an SU-130 PM. Oh, now we just lost our AMX M454. I wonder if this 65 ton is reloading at this moment. Probably is. Hello. He's out the game, and we bounced the round that came from him. But that Jagdtiger is still in the a factor to be dealt with, and yes, the problem is he might have the ability to clip us for 750 hit points. We don't really want that. Yes, in fact, he's saying the Jagdtiger, he's worried about it. Jag there. The Tiger 2's got the hit points to move forward, and we can see the Arty firing. There's the SU-130 PM. He came all the way back. Oh, lovely! The kill shot actually went to the Arty. The FV3805 claimed another one. In fact, he's got 4 kills so far, that guy. Where is the Jagdtiger? We can't see him. We know he's over that side. We've got the Leopard coming in from the other side. There's the Jagdtiger. Okay, going for the upper plates. Yes. using the heat rounds, which will go through his upper plate. Okay, go for another one, see if we can... Oh, he won't get the kill, but he does get another pen. And this is kill shot. Oh, he tracked him. He only tracked him. But the kill shot went to the left of one. And that means now it's just the M53, M55 left. And, well, we've got the APCR loaded, but it's actually the left of one who gets the kill. And that is the end of the battle. It's a victory. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was the second-class tank of a marke12 in the UDES 1516. He managed to get a hand of gold for surviving the battle, having received damage from 4 different enemy tanks or more, as well as a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 6, and a 5 for effect for doing more damage than hit points to his own vehicle. He also, surprisingly, got the high caliber in that game because he dealt the most damage to the enemy. And his, well, we don't have a reading for his win 8 here, but he sent this replay in thinking, yeah, it was a nice little carry. It was. Let's have a look at the team scores. Yes, he definitely got the highest damage. Look at this. Just 1 hit point below 5,000 hit points. He got 4,999. The next highest scorer was the Leopard 1 with 3,605. And the third highest in the game turned out to be the AMX M454, who managed 2,754 hit points of damage. When it came to kills, it was the Leopard 1 and the the FV3805. Why was it? I was about to say Heshpon. I think it might have been the shape of the logo that actually gave it away. But anyway, no, it was the FV3805. They both got 4 kills in the game. 3 kills went to the SU-130PM on the enemy team, and then 2 kills went to Marke and also to the Patton and the Jagdtiger on the enemy team. When it came to base XP, it was, yep, Marke got that one, 1,011. He was the only one to get over 1,000. Next highest being the Leopard 1 with 967, and then third was the FV3805 with 952. And he did very well to survive, considering the enemy got very close to the cap area, and they could have actually caused major problems to him if they found him. He fired 18 rounds in the game, got 14 direct hits on the enemy and 11 penetrations. Yes, a few shells went astray when he was trying to kill that AMX 65 ton, mainly because he wasn't giving us much to shoot at. 4,999 hit points of damage, of which 1,287 were at more than 300 meters. 5 hits received, 3 of them penetrated, 2 non-penetrations. They were the ones that he managed to bounce with the armor, and 2 hits by way of splash damage because the M53, M55 just wouldn't let go. 800 hit points of damage blocked by armor. He spotted 2 enemy vehicles, damaged 6 of the enemy, killed 2 of them, and did 553 hit points of damage assistance. On a premium count, he earned 46,549 credits for the game, and after repair, ammunition, resupply, and consumables, took away a profit of 16,578 credits. 1,011 XP for the battle, 759 from personal reserves, and 9,102 from personal missions payout. Took away 11,378 experience points altogether. So a nice little carry, gets to show what the UDES 1516 can do. It is fairly vulnerable because it's very thin armor actually on top of this vehicle, and you'll see that now because we are going to do the armor profile. Yes, we haven't done this one for this particular vehicle. You can see it's a very, very flat turret indeed, and it's fairly obvious that where everyone is, but we'll see those in the module later. The driver's obviously down here. It's a very flat tank, isn't it? Yeah, very well angled armor. It's relying on its angling actually to give it extra protection. You can see here a shell coming in, a 120mm shell coming in, more than likely just ricochet off the front of the armor. If it hits this angle, it's fairly likely to go straight through there because it's 60mm coming up 91.8. So yeah, not particularly strong armor at the front, very porous you might say. So it is relying on that angling to do the job for us. The angling on that one, again, 64 degrees angling, 100mm of armor, but its effective armor goes up to 220. So, yes, very good chance that the armor is going to penetrate, not ricochet off that armor, but it just depends on the angle at which you look at it. You see here, you're likely to get a ricochet from that shot, But most of the time it will actually do sizable damage because the armor's very, very thin. The sides are very thin, and it's spaced armor here as well. 5mm of space, 50mm on the side of the vehicle. And of course you've got these cooling areas at the rear. I don't know what they call them, those cooling packs at the rear as well. The engine is actually just underneath here, if I remember correctly, or is it up front? Well, we can see that on the modules. I'll just show the live version. Yes, you can see it totally relies on the angling to actually save it. The more the angle, the greater the chance that the shell's going to bounce off. But if you fire from above it into it, then Arty, yes, you're going to easily get a penetrating shot. Let's have a quick look at the modules. Okay, well, in fact, the engine is up front, not at the rear. And the fuel tank is actually part of the armor. And the British actually looked into that, and they found out that it did work. I don't think it might not have been the British who actually came up with the original idea of using fuel as armor, but it does actually work, funnily enough. And so they put the fuel tank at the front. With that full of diesel, it can actually stop the enemy shells from actually penetrating deeper in. And having the engine up front actually does make a lot of sense, because if a shell is going to penetrate the vehicle, you'd rather it take out the engine than the crew, because if you put the engine at the rear, there's no way the engine's going to protect the crew at all. You can see that the transmission is actually up front as well, the engine to the left of the driver, and you can see the gunner is on the left-hand side, the commander is on the right-hand side with the multiple viewports, so you can actually see where everything is. And you can see that the autoloader mechanism is actually in the it's got in the bustle, so you can aim for the bustle on this thing to get a hit. And there's the additional ammo store down below at the rear, so it's not the engine at the rear, it's the engine at the front on this one. And yeah, so that's where all the modules are on the UDES 1516. It's good to see that the replays are going into whatreplays.eu, so that we can actually do these videos with the results at last. And thanks to Marky for sending in a replay where he did actually get quite a nice little carry. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.